How is everybody? Yes, yes. It's not every day that you get to experience the opening of a seafood cannery, but that's what we're here for. And you know, there's a lot to be said about this, but I was just telling Skip, I'll introduce Skip and Chris in a moment, but this is a very unique business in the U.S., and this is the right place to open it up, but you guys knew that. So you know, we pride ourselves in New Bedford as being the seafood capital of America. We are hands down highest grossing fishing port in the U.S. We have the largest seafood processing base in the United States. We are to seafood what Omaha is to beef, right? We're the place where it happens. But we also know that as time goes on, in order for us to continue to be successful, to continue to grow jobs and create opportunity for our residents, generate tax revenue, and just have a continued hive of activity and a strong maritime cluster, we have to continue to evolve. And this is also a site that I think, a place that illustrates just what I'm talking about. You just look over to your right and see a site that is unique in the United States right now, the deployment of a full utility scale offshore wind project. And so it's in that spirit that we have this ceremony today. New Bedford, as if it is anything, it is a seaport. It is a place the port is a place that defines this region. I often say that without the port of New Bedford, this region would be farmland. Not that farmland's a bad thing, it would just be a very, very different place. And so the port economy is a big part of not only our economy, our region's economy, but also a big part of our culture. And what's exciting about today is that we continue to grow and evolve and are setting ourselves up well for the future. So this is a really unique business in many respects. Island Creek Oysters started in the 90s when Skip Bennett had an idea. And the idea was, well, maybe Americans could really get into eating oysters, and because they haven't really been doing it in a long time. It almost seems like today that it's just something that people do. You go to especially higher end restaurants and there's a raw bar or some oyster offerings, but it's taken time. I remember when we were kids, you wouldn't see those things even in like big cities. You wouldn't see those things offered. But great ideas sometimes take a while to gestate. But in the case of Island Creek Oyster, I mean, you guys are the leaders now through not only dint to the fact that you followed through on a great idea, Skip, but that the idea's time had come due. So Island Creek Oyster, the thing that thrills me about this project is not only, and you guys can go into the details about what a conservice is, right? That was a new word that I picked up yesterday. So I got that going for me now. But not only the uniqueness of the business, but it's the brand and it's the excellence associated with the brand, and that's what we want to be known for. We want to be a place that does things better than anybody else in the country. What you see around here, the fishing industry, that represents something that New Bedford does better than anybody else. What you're seeing with offshore wind, first of its kind there. We want to lead, and Island Creek has been the leader in growing premium oysters and selling them, and really having a following that is all about quality, all about excellence, all about delivery. And so we're thrilled that you guys are here. We're thrilled that you're creating jobs. There will be jobs created here. There already have been, and tax revenue. That's something we certainly welcome as well. As the mayor, I would say nothing less. But I'm really grateful that you guys picked us. It's a really important match. I know, Chris, you've been at this for a while as well. I've had conversations over the years with Derek Santos and Ramon Silva from the Economic Development Council, who helped get you introduced here and work through the tax increment financing package. Gordon Carr, our port director as well, I want to thank those guys for their support. Our state delegation, Tony Cabral, can't be here today, but another big supporter. But this is a big day because, again, it's just an affirmation for us, for the Port of New Bedford, Chris and Skip, that we're a place where new businesses can thrive, a place that's on the move, a place that leads, and a place that pursues excellence, and that's what you guys have been about. So I want to introduce you, Skip, to come on up and say a few words, and Chris after you. But again, welcome to New Bedford. We're really happy to have you here.
Appreciate it. Well, thank you, Mayor Mitchell, for your kind words. This is a big day for Chris and I. We're seafood guys, and we don't often get a chance to get all dressed up, so pretty excited. I apologize, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to be quick, but I want to take the opportunity to thank everybody, Mayor Mitchell, and everybody that's made this possible for us to open the cannery down here, and we've now moved our distribution facility down here. I can't tell you, we're over the moon, everybody at Island Creek, to be a part of this historic community. And we look forward to growing a business down here and over time, hopefully really growing a presence down here. So again, thank you all. I'm going to turn it over to Chris Sherman now. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. Appreciate it. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming out. It's a little warmer and sunnier than it was yesterday, but it is not without a chill in the air, so I appreciate you braving the New England fall to come see us today. We're pretty bad generally at marking occasions. We're a very go, go, go organization, so it's been really nice to have the opportunity to celebrate the opening of this plant and the impact I think we can have on the community and our business and all the great team that works here. So thanks again. A couple things, about Island Creek. I've been with Island Creek for 15 years. I've been running it for the last 12, and it's been a wild ride. I think one thing that became evident very early on in our journey was the incredible positive impact that seafood and aquaculture and wild harvesting can have on coastal communities. The mission of Island Creek is to grow thriving coastal communities. We've seen it happen in Duxbury, and as the aquaculture industry has kind of ballooned out across New England, we've seen it happen with our foundation work in Haiti and in Africa. Now increasingly importing some of these tin fish can serve us from Europe, watching it play out in just the same way in Southern Europe. It's been incredible, and the common thread is that communities that maintain that strong connection with the seafood coming from the coast right where they're located are the communities that stay healthy and thriving for centuries. And I can think of no better coastal community to be a part of than New Bedford. We have been welcomed with open arms by every aspect of this community. The mayor's office, the city council, the development council, everyone's been incredibly great to work with in the public sector. The private sector has been incredibly good to us. As soon as we started looking around at real estate and meeting people, everyone came together to try to find a home for us. We've had incredible interest from other seafood producers here in co-packing. Everybody has an idea for this new facility, which will be one of the only seafood canneries still located in the U.S. And the thing I'll say about New Bedford is it's become very evident for us that while it's totally exceeded our already high expectations of coming down here, this is very much the Silicon Valley or the Omaha, to beef of seafood. The innovation that happens here and the infrastructure that exists for a company like us to come in and start a new business enterprise is unparalleled. The ability to access the infrastructure, to get third-party services that help us prototype with everything from fish cutting to freezing to cold storage to software. It all happens here in New Bedford, and we had a hunch that that was the case before we came down, but like I said, it has absolutely totally exceeded even our wildest dreams of how great it would be to do business here. So we are excited to be here. We're excited to be part of the community. We've gotten out and been at the Fishing Heritage Center Gala the other night. We took some chefs from Amsterdam and New York City over to Antonio's for dinner, and everywhere we've gone, everyone in the local community has been so great. And I'd be remiss not to mention the great people that we've been able to hire here. There's an incredible workforce of motivated individuals who actually have experience coming in from other packing, processing, production operations around the waterfront, and that to us has been a major game changer. Formerly, really most of our operations were centered around Duxbury and the South Shore, and accessing really well qualified labor was very challenging for us. And we've got just some great people that have joined the team from New Bedford. Bruno and Elton, who you meet inside, Wally. We even had Matt DeMore, I don't know if he's here today, but he relocated down from Duxbury to New Bedford. So we've really enjoyed getting enmeshed in the community. A couple words about our cannery. As I said, this is one of just a handful of canneries that are still located in the United States, and just one of maybe two on the East Coast that are actually canning seafood onshore here in the US. And the great kind of pride and joy we have in this project is we're taking a product and the way that product's positioned from Europe, and we're onshoring it here in the United States. So this will be seafood that's harvested by American producers, processed, packed, canned, and marketed here in the United States for American consumers. And that to us is one of the most exciting opportunities that this plant gives us the ability to take advantage of. Canneries are really based around the concept that seafood obviously is seasonal. There's times of year where the harvest is abundant, the quality of that product is at its peak, and there's only so much market demand for it when it's going out fresh. So the Europeans have done a great job of exploring novel ways to reformat that product to create better access to it. And for us, while often in the United States, we view canned seafood as something that goes on sandwiches and is just kind of grist for the mill on a daily basis. In Europe, they largely view it as the ability to kind of flash, capture that product at its absolute peak and save it for later. And not only that, but put it in a format that you can take it with you easily, where it's not refrigerated. You can take it on a picnic or out on your boat, or you can take it to a sporting event or whatever. And it creates this incredible opportunity for people to be able to eat seafood that's absolutely premium, anytime in any place. And that's really how this cannery will function and hit the market. The other thing I'll say though that we've explored down here is it's not just fancy food for fancy people at a high price point. Being able to take advantage of those market fluctuations for the wild harvest, and also to create opportunities to create new sales channels and new positioning for some of the incredible farm seafood that comes from this area, allows us to do it at a price point that can be very accessible. So we've had the great fortune to cohabitate this building for a period of time with a great organization, Coastal Food Shed. Some of you guys are here today. Hello, thank you for coming. We look forward to partnering with Coastal Food Shed and other organizations like it to create good access to local, healthy, nutritious, sustainable seafood in a very easy to access format for the people who don't typically get access to that type of food. So we're really excited about that aspect of the business as well. And so after this, we're going to go inside. We'll show you some of the gizmos and gadgets that we've got. It's 150-year-old technology, so it's nothing too crazy, but we look forward to kind of showing you how it works. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to a number of people who have been instrumental in making this happen. I have a list so I don't forget anybody. Local contractors we used to build out this place and to actually fit out some of the equipment. It was incredible how innovative and motivated all those contractors were to make this work for us, to leverage their past experience to do something that none of them had done before. Other people here in New Bedford, like Proficient and some of the other food safety consultants that have helped us all wrap our heads around this process. As I said, this is one of the only cannery facilities in the United States, so even with FDA, we've all been on a learning curve together, so I want to thank all of those people for trotting that path with us. I mentioned the mayor's office. Mayor Mitchell and his team have been incredibly helpful. New Bedford City Council, Ramon and Derek from the New Bedford Economic Development Council have been absolutely instrumental in helping us find a home and get this facility off the ground. And then Mass Office of Business Development at the state, Peter Milano and Will Crocker have helped incredibly. And also, this facility would not exist without the grant that we received from EEA. It was a food security infrastructure grant that really gave us the oomph that we needed to take the plunge and build this facility. So we would not be here today without that grant funding. And we're incredibly grateful for everyone's collaboration and patience with us as we tried to figure out what is a pretty novel project. And then last but not least, I want to thank Robert Chandler from our team. You'll meet him inside. It's right over here. Robert's been the spearhead for this entire project, and we wouldn't be here today without him as well. So thanks once again, everybody, for coming out. We look forward to sharing some of our tinned fish with you inside and showing you some of the plant, and you get to meet some of the team. So thanks again for coming out.